Hello everyone, and welcome back to The Story Seeker. Today, we're sharing a story about how discovering your own abilities and practicing with dedication can lead you to great success. It's a tale that reminds us all that each of us has unique gifts, and with the right mindset, we can thrive in anything we commit to along the journey. We'll also explore some new vocabulary and see how to use those words in everyday sentences, making English learning fun and easy. So stick with us until the end. Once in a quiet, peaceful town, there was a family living in a calm part of the city. This family had a 12-year-old boy named David, who was in 6th grade. David was full of energy and loved spending time outside. His favorite thing to do was play soccer. Nearly every day, David would go to the public field nearby where he practiced and sharpened his skills one afternoon. After coming back from school, David collapsed onto the couch. Looking thoughtful, he opened one of his school books, glanced at it, then leaned back into the cushions with a frustrated expression. His father, who had just come in from the backyard, noticed this and walked over to sit beside him. He asked David what was bothering him. David explained that he had gotten a low score in math, but what truly upset him was how his friend and neighbor Matt always scored high. No matter how much David tried, he just couldn't seem to do as well. Hearing this, his father went to get a glass of water, hoping to calm him down. After David relaxed a little, his dad took him outside to their small backyard garden, full of shady trees and a calm atmosphere. "David," his father began, "I want you to learn 3 key lessons from what happened today. These are lessons that will guide you as you grow older." David, who deeply respected his dad, looked puzzled but interested. "Can you explain the lessons, Dad?" he asked. "You'll discover them, one by one, through challenges I'll give you." His father replied with a gentle smile. After a short pause, his father continued for the first lesson. "I want you to invite Matt to play soccer with you tomorrow." David agreed, curious about what this challenge would teach him the next morning. The weather was clear and cheerful. David went to school full of his usual energy that afternoon. He asked Matt to join him for a soccer game at the local field. As usual, David, who played almost daily, dominated the match. He scored 3 goals and led his team to an easy win. Matt, who wasn't used to playing soccer, had a tough time. He often lost control of the ball and made several mistakes. Still, everyone enjoyed the game afterward. David cleaned up and ran to meet his dad in the garden. "Dad, I played soccer with Matt today. What's the first lesson?" he asked eagerly. His father smiled knowingly and said, "Tell me how the game went." David shared all the details, from his goals to how Matt struggled to play. His father nodded and said, "See, David, Matt may not be great at soccer, but he excels at math, just like you might not be strong in math, but shine in soccer. We each have our own strengths and passions, and that's perfectly okay." David felt a deep sense of understanding. He realized that people are different and don't need to be the same. But being curious, as always, he asked about the second lesson. "For your second lesson," his father said, "I want you to observe Matt closely at school tomorrow. Pay attention to how often he works with numbers or counts things." The next day, David went to school with excitement, ready to complete his new challenge throughout the day. He watched Matt quietly and noticed how often he was doing math-related things. After school, David spent some time playing soccer until his dad returned home that evening. He ran to his father and shared what he had seen. "Dad, Matt was counting a lot. Today he worked on math problems, solved puzzles, even calculated change during recess, and counted petals on a flower." His father smiled and said, "That's the second lesson. David Matt is good at math because he loves it, and he practices all the time. If you want to get better at something, you have to keep practicing. Just like you do with soccer, it doesn't always have to be hard. You can start small, Like counting flower petals? David smiled, realizing he could get better at anything as long as he practiced consistently, just like he had done with soccer without waiting. He asked about the third and final lesson. His father thought for a moment and said, "For this last lesson, I want you to think about how much better Matt is at math than you are." David paused, then slowly answered, "I think Matt is about 3 times better at math than me, all right." His father said, "For your final challenge, tomorrow, study math 3 times harder." David gulped, but nodded, determined to face the final challenge the next day after school. David sat down to study math after 1 focused hour. He pushed himself to study 2 more, tripling his usual effort. But before he could finish, his head started hurting. And without realizing it, he fell asleep later. He felt a gentle tap waking him for dinner. His father said, "Come meet me in the garden afterward." David, feeling disappointed, met his father with his head lowered. "I'm sorry, Dad," he said. "I tried so hard, but my head hurt, and I fell asleep." His father gently patted his head and replied, "David, this is what happens when you try to master something you don't enjoy. It's hard to stay consistent and disciplined, but when you study what you love, those things feel easier. Almost effortless, just like your dedication to soccer." After a moment of silence, his father shared his final advice. "So, if you want to become smart and skilled, either study what you love or learn to love what you're studying." David, filled with admiration for his dad's wisdom, promised to carry those 3 valuable lessons with him always today. Through this story, we picked up some new words and phrases. Remember, learning English can be exciting when you practice often and have fun doing it. So keep listening, keep learning, and keep growing. Don't forget to like, comment, and share how this story helped you improve your English. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next tale where we'll continue learning together.